two men climbed a hill in Brazil carrying raincoats, a notebook, and strange homemade lead masks. Hours later, both were dead. There were no signs of violence, no evidence of robbery, no obvious cause of death, only a mysterious note, and a question that has puzzled investigators for decades. Why did two healthy men travel to a remote hilltop wearing lead masks over their eyes? This is the mystery of the lead masks case. On August 17, 1966, two electronics technicians left their hometown of Campos dos Goitacazes in Brazil. Their names were Miguel José Viana and Manuel Pereira de Cruz. They told family members they were traveling to purchase electronic equipment. Nothing about the trip seemed unusual. Both men were experienced technicians with a strong interest in electronics and radio communication. Friend described them as intelligent and curious. That morning, they boarded a bus and began their journey. Several witnesses later recalled seeing the men behaving normally. At one point, they stopped to purchase raincoats, despite the warm weather. The purchase would later become one of the strangest details in the case. Why would two men need raincoats on a clear day? The answer was never found. Later that evening, witnesses reported seeing unusual lights in the sky near Vintim Hill, a remote location outside Rio de Janeiro. Some described glowing objects hovering above the landscape. Others reported strange flashes. At the time, reports of unidentified flying objects were receiving significant media attention throughout Brazil. Whether these sightings were connected to the case remains unknown. Several days later, local boys exploring the hillside discovered two bodies. The men were lying side by side. Both were dressed in formal clothing. Both wore raincoats. And beside each body was a homemade lead mask. The masks resembled large sunglasses without lenses. They appeared designed to cover the eyes. Investigators were immediately baffled. The scene contained no signs of struggle, no weapons, no evidence of an attack, no indication that either man attempted to flee. It was as though they had calmly sat down and died. Nearby, police discovered a notebook. Inside was a cryptic message. It read, 1630B at the specified location. 1830 Ingest capsules. After the effect, protect metals. Await signal. Mask. The note quickly became one of the most famous pieces of evidence in Brazilian criminal history. What capsules? What signal? And why were masks required? No one could answer. Investigators searched for clues. Autopsies were performed, but the results created even more confusion. Because of delays in discovering the bodies, toxicology testing proved difficult. No definitive cause of death could be established. The mystery deepened. Family members revealed that both men had interests in spiritualism and paranormal subjects. They reportedly participated in experiments involving communication with higher beings and unexplained phenomena. Some investigators believe the men may have attempted a dangerous spiritual ritual. Perhaps the capsules mentioned in the note were part of an experiment. Others suspected the involvement of a third person, someone who never came forward. Yet no evidence clearly supported that theory. As news spread across Brazil, public fascination exploded. Theories emerged everywhere. Some believed the men accidentally poisoned themselves. Others suspected murder, and many focused on the reported light seen over the hill. The combination of strange masks, mysterious instructions, and alleged UFO sightings fueled decades of speculation. The case soon became one of the most famous unsolved mysteries in South America. Over the years, researchers revisited the evidence. Some argued the lead masks were designed to protect the eyes from bright flashes. Others suggested they were intended for a scientific experiment. The note mentioning a signal seemed to support that possibility. Yet no explanation accounted for every detail. The capsules were never identified. The signal was never discovered. and the exact purpose of the masks remains unknown. One witness later claimed to have seen the men meeting another individual before their deaths. However, the lead was never conclusively verified. Like many aspects of the case, it ended in uncertainty. Today, nearly 60 years later, the lead mask case remains unsolved. Two men climbed a hill. They carried raincoats on a warm day, wore strange lead masks, followed instructions written in a cryptic note, and died under circumstances that nobody has ever fully explained. Were they victims of a failed experiment, participants in a spiritual ritual, or was something else entirely responsible? The truth may never be known, but the mystery continues to fascinate investigators, historians, and mystery enthusiasts around the world. Because sometimes the strangest cases are not the ones with too many clues. They are the ones with almost none. If you enjoy unsolved mysteries, strange disappearances, and real-life investigations, subscribe to Story Vault Studio. Because every story has a secret,